Hi guys, you're welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today I'll be teaching us how to make this wallet. So the wallet has card holders, about 6 compartments. Then it has a compartment for putting in your money. It has a pocket with zipper, okay, and then it has a strap. So I'll be showing us how to do this in a short while from now. So let's get started. Now, to make this, you'll be needing Ankara fabric, you'll be needing interfacing, and of course, you'll be needing velcro as your closure. Now, before you start to sew, you need to cut out some certain patterns and lengths. So we'll be cutting this long piece, and it's 15 inches by 8.5 inch. We'll be using this to make our card holder, okay? So you'll be adding interfacing like so. Okay, ½ inch away from the edge. Then you're going to be dividing this particular piece into 7 compartments. Okay, yeah, 7 compartments. So the width of the first one is 2.25, the second one will be 1.75, the third one 2.5, the next one is 1.75, the next one 2.5, the sixth 1.75, and the last one will be 2.5. okay, so take note, 7 compartments. Okay, so here, okay, so it's 15 by 8.5. Take note of that. Now next is to cut out the exterior and the interior of the wallet. Okay, this is how your wallet will be unfold like that. Okay, so you have the interior and the exterior. Okay, now the width that I'll be working with is 8.5 by 9 inches. Okay, and you're also going to be adding interfacing to both pieces. So one will be the outer part and one will be the inner part. Okay, it's as simple as that. Just make sure you cut all those pieces before you start to sew. Okay, then my next piece, okay, now we're going to be having 2 pockets, just plain pockets. So that will be 8.5 inches by 4.5. okay, I've already added all the seam allowance that we need, so 8.5 by 4.5, and we're having 4 pieces here. Okay, so 2 pockets and 2 will be for lining. Okay, and I've also interfaced the pieces. Okay, next is we'll be cutting the lining for our card pockets, 8.5 by 4.25. By the time we finish making the card pockets or pockets for the cards, we'll use this. That will be later. Okay, then next we also have another pocket. This is going to be 7.5 by 7 inches. We'll be using this to create a pocket that has a zipper. Okay, so don't forget, 7.5 inch by 7 inch. Okay, so just get a pen and paper and write all these measurements down. Now we're going to be starting with the card pockets. Okay, so like I said, we divided it into 7 compartments, and I already told us the measurements that I'll be using. Okay, so with my ruler now, I'll be folding the first compartment. That is where we have the 2.5 inch. I'll fold like that to create my crease. Then I will press with my pressing iron. Okay, so it's advisable for you to use a steam iron. It's the best for any dressmaker or sewist. Okay, so I've pressed. Now for the second line, okay, that one is pretty easy. This is the first fold as the first line. For the second line, you just fold it backwards like that. Okay, and press. You're pressing on that line. Okay, so we are progressing. Then the third line will be folded the way we folded the first line. So I'll use my ruler. The purpose of the ruler is to be able to fold on the exact marking. I'll take away my ruler and press. Okay, so this project you need to press all through, like you can't afford not to press. Then the next line will be folded the way we folded the second one, inwards like that, which is quite easier. Then you press. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to be as clear as possible. I'm supposed to skip this part, but let me just show us all the way. And the next one will be folded where we folded the first one, okay, with a crease like that, and then press. So this way we are already creating the casing for our cards, ATM cards, any kind of card. Okay, all right, then we still have one more line hanging. The last line will be folded inwards, the way we folded the second one. Yeah, so it's as simple as this. You can have more folds for the cards, but we have just 3 here. So I'll just press like this, okay, and this is what we're going to be having. So I'll just like say, okay, yeah, I want us to have a closer view. So each of those folds, apart from the first line, I'll be creating a top stitch, okay, to create to stabilize the folds apart from the first line. So I'll be top stitching like this with 1/8 of an inch, please. Okay, so next thing, you're going to divide that into half like that, and then top stitch. So this way you've created 6 compartments for your card. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3. So we have 6 compartments apart from the first line. Now the piece that we cut out, the one I said is 8.5 by 4.25, or better still 4 1/4. Okay, now you want to measure your card holder and make sure that the width is 8.5 and the length is 4.25. If you have anything more than that, you might trim off any excess at the bottom here. Now I'll place my lining on top. Okay, 4.25 by 8.5. Yeah, so I'll place my lining like that, right side facing right side. Now go ahead and stitch just the top part, okay, that's the top, the part very close to the opening of the card holder. So after stitching like this, I will open up the seam and go and press flats. After pressing flats, okay, this is how you're gonna look like. Okay, then you fold and top stitch with 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so I'll be top stitching. Okay, so I'm gonna top stitch that part to secure the fold like that. Okay, now so our card holder is like almost ready. Then I'll be top stitching the other part there. That's the both sides. Please top stitch with 1/4 of an inch. So my card holder is ready here. Okay, now the next thing is to create the second pocket. Now remember we cut out 4 pieces at the beginning of the tutorial. Yeah, those 4 pieces was 8.5 inch by 4.5 inch. We had 4, so we'll be working with 2 now. Yeah, to create the first pockets. Now I'll place them right side by right side like that, and sew on the wrong side. I'll be sewing with 1/4 of an inch like that. So after sewing with 1/4 of an inch, I'm going to open up the seam allowance and press flat. Okay, so after pressing flat, you're going to have something like this. Okay, and make sure you top stitch. So here is the pockets. Okay, now remember also that we said we're going to be creating 2 pieces, one for the exterior and interior. Remember the main body of the wallet. So we'll be working with the inner part now, and for this it's 9 inch by 8.5 inch. Okay, so after folding you have 4.5. I hope that is clear. Right, so we'll be working with the inner piece. This is the inner piece of the wallet, the main body, or I'm calling the interior. Okay, so I'm trying to show the pattern. This is 9 inch by 8.5 inch. Okay, now I'll take my first pocket like that and place it. Okay, then I will now take my card holder and place it about 1/4 of an inch below the first pocket like that. Then I'll be sewing down with 1/4 of an inch on both sides like that. So make sure everything is properly aligned, and then you sew with 1/4 of an inch, okay, on both sides. Now I've done that. One side of my wallet is ready. I forgot to mention you should also sew the lower part too, a 1/4 of an inch. So I have my pockets and my card holders. So one side of the pocket is ready. Now we're going to be working on the other side of the wallet. Okay, now we have a piece here that is 8.5 inch by 4.25. So you're going to press like that so that you'll be able to see the fold. Okay, then the other piece we cut out, the one that is 7 inches by 7.5 inch, remember? Yeah, we'll be using this to create the pocket with the zipper. Yeah, now you also fold, so you have 3.5 inch on both sides. This is 7 inch by 7.5. okay, now you're going to take a tape and mark 1 inch away from the fabric like that and draw a line. Then from the midpoint, which is where I have my fold here, okay, I'll be marking 3 inches like that. So the remaining ½ inch will be for seam allowance. Same thing on this side, I'll be marking 3 inches that way. Then I'll mark ½ inch down from that point. Okay, so this is ½ inch down. Then I will draw like a rectangle. Okay, then inside the rectangle I'll not divide it into two, so that should be give me like 1/4. I hope that is clear. Then you draw a diagonal like that. Okay, I hope this is visible. Yeah, so diagonal should be like ½ inch away from that middle line. Right, now I'll now take the other piece, the one that is 8.5 inch by 4.5 inch, sorry, 4.25, I beg your pardon. So I'll fold it with my iron. Okay, then I'm going to place it under this first piece here, and because of the fold it will be easy for you to like place them center to center, and this should come down with about ½ an inch from the fabric underneath. I hope we're not confused. Like, it's not difficult at all, just follow me. Okay, so I've placed it and I've pinned it down. Now I will be sewing on that rectangle. Okay, so last like this and all the way. Yeah, so I will sew on the rectangle. So you can see that the upper fabric is a little bit downwards by ½ an inch on top of the under one under. I hope that made sense. So I'm just sewing like that. Okay, so once you've done this, I'm going to use my scissors now to open that middle line. Yeah, the middle line I drew, dividing the ½ inch into 1/4. So I'll cut up, then I'll cut into the diagonal like so. Okay, make sure you cut to the very edge so that when you flip it over, it will lie flat. So I'm just cutting into the diagonal. Then I'll flip this over to the right side like this, and after flipping over to the right side, I'm gonna give it a very good press. Okay, so I'll press it. Okay, so this is what you're going to have after pressing like this, all nice and clean. Then you're going to get your zipper. I couldn't find a short zipper, so I'm using a long one. Yeah, so you're going to be placing your zipper in that hole that we just created like this, and then you want to pin it down like that, and then you're going to be sewing the fabric and the zipper together. So I'll just sew around. I'll show us the way I'm doing it, so to really be easy. So you want to move the zipper back a little, and then after you've sewn like 2 inches, you can move it backwards. You can see the way I'm sewing it. So after I finish sewing, I'll be cutting off the excess part of the zipper that I don't need. So this is what you're going to be having here. Then I'll flip over the remaining part of the fabric upwards. Okay, now it's not going to get to the top of the yellow fabric. It will just be on top of the other fabric there, and I'll be sewing around without sewing on the yellow fabric, please. So I'll sew here with 1/4 inch. Then I'll also be sewing the other two sides. Okay, so here we are. I've sewn here. You can see that I didn't stitch it down to the yellow fabric. So this is my zipper, and then you can put your coins or whatever inside. Then you should also cut a lining for this. So you just cut out the lining that fits perfectly in, to line this. Then I'll be sewing the upper part that's here with 1/4 inch. Okay, and there. Okay, so I have sewn it, the top parts. Then I'll go ahead, open the seams, iron flat, and then I'm going to top stitch as usual. Okay, so I'm done with that here. Now I'll be top stitching the outer part and the lower part too, like this. Okay, so I'm done. Now one more pocket to go and we'll be almost done with this tutorial. So this is the remaining 2 pieces from the 8.5 inch by 4.5 inch that we cut out. We had 4 pieces, so this is the remaining 2. I'll be repeating the same process. Right side facing right side. I'll be stitching down with 1/4 inch. Okay, then I'll open up the seam allowance and press flats as usual. Then when I do that, I will come back and top stitch my pockets. So here I'll just fold and top stitch. So I'm just going to top stitch like I've been doing before now. I should have gotten used to that by now. Okay, so here now I'm going to get the interior of my wallet. Okay, so we've already finished the other parts. Now for this other part here, I will be placing my purse or pockets on the interior on this other side. So I'll place it like this. Then the zipper part, I'll place it on the lower part of the pocket like this. And of course I'll go ahead and do a top stitch round with 1/4 inch. So we are almost done with the tutorial. Yeah, it's really simple, really. Just follow the steps and make sure you take accurate measurements. All right, next thing we going to create a strap for our wallet. So this is the exterior of the wallet. So by the time we fold like this, we are going to be adding a strap here. So the strap will be 3 inches by 2 inches, and I'll be adding interfacing to that. Then with my velcro, I'll open up my velcro like that. It's a form of closure. I'll be placing it on one side of the strap, and then make sure you leave 1/2 inch seam allowance before you sew. So I'll be sewing it like onto the fabric on the edges, very close. That's like 1/8 inch. So I'm just sewing it down like that. So this is called a velcro. It's a form of fastener or a closure. Okay, so here, after I've done this, I would now place the 2 pieces together, right side facing right side. I'll go ahead and turn with 1/4 inch round. Okay, then I'm gonna flip this over with to the right side. So you can use any sharp object like your pencil or your ruler, scissors. you just tuck it into the right side. Okay, so here I've flipped over to the right side. Like I said, you can use any sharp object to, like, you know, poke out the edges out. Okay, so this is my interior, and of course the other side is my exterior. Now this is my wallet. Should be 9.5 by 9 by 8.5 inches. I beg your pardon. Yeah. So after folding, this is where your strap is going to be, meaning we're going to be positioning the velcro on the other side of the fabric, that's on the exterior part here. So for this, I'll just locate the midpoint of the fabric and I'll measure and find the midpoint. I'll use chalk to like mark the midpoints. Yeah, same thing for my velcro. I'll mark the midpoints and place them side by side. Okay, and then I'll move the velcro, you know, down like half an inch because of seam allowance, and I'll use my pin to secure it down, and then I'll sew round. Mind you, I'm sewing the velcro on the right side of the fabric. Okay, the interfacing should give an idea of like differentiate between the right side and the wrong side. Where you have the interfacing is the wrong side of the fabric, so I'm sewing on the right side. Okay, all right, so we are almost getting to the end of the tutorial. I hope you have been enjoying this. All right, so this is my exterior fabric. Okay, now I'm going to place this right side facing the right side of the interior part of my wallet. I beg your pardon. Then I forgot to mention I'll be adding a strap, but before that I'll be placing this here, or better still, let me fold the wallet the way it's going to look like so that I don't get confused. So I'll fold like this. This is the outer part. So when you fold the wallet, it will be like this. Okay, that means the strap is going to be here and terminate here. So I hope that was clear. Now we're placing the strap in between the exterior fabric and the interior. That's like saying the fabric and the lining. Okay, so the red fabric is the lining. Okay, so I'll locate the midpoint like that. Same thing for my velcro, or my strap rather. I'll locate the midpoints and then just align them point to point like that. Okay, then I'll place my interior on top like that. Okay, you want to pin it so it doesn't move about. Then for the strap, okay, I didn't mention that since all along. For the strap, I have a strap that is about 12-inch long. Okay, so unfold, that will be about 6 inches. This is the strap here, so I'll just place it in between the exterior and interior fabric like that. You can place the strap anywhere on the pattern. So I'll be sewing around now, and I'll leave about 6 inches opening for me to be able to turn the wallet to the other side. I've sewn round with 1/4 of an inch, so I'm just trying to flip over my wallet to the right side. You have to do this very gently. Then all the edges, you have 4 edges there because you have multiple layers. Okay, you want to trim off the edge, I mean the 4 corners. You want to trim off the excess there, so just trim so that by the time you use your scissors or any sharp object to poke out the edges, you'll have like at least a smooth edge. You won't have any bulk sort of. So I'm just trying to flip over to the right side. After you've done that, you need to take your wallet to the pressing iron and give it a very good press. So this is what you're going to be having here. Okay, but you still have the opening where we turn the wallet from. So the same place where we turn it from, you want to fold in the seam allowance, which is 1/4 of an inch. So I will be top stitching my wallet round, all round, starting from the opening. So I'll just top stitch gently. Okay, if you're not using an industrial machine like this, you're using a blackhead or a domestic table sewing machine, you want to use a needle that it's a bit thick. needles or probably jean and all that, because this is a bit bulky. Okay, so you just top stitch round, like round the rectangle. Okay, so make sure you top stitch round, and that will be the end of the tutorial. So I'll show us the final outcome now. Yeah, so this is the final outcome of the wallet. It's so lovely. Please leave your comments and reactions, share this video with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.